Yeah, there is something kind of disgusting about the sort of like relatable billionaire. In the 2000s, we saw it a lot, right? In the 2000s, we saw it, right? The trope.
It sounds like a good idea for a comic book, though. The relatable billionaire.
You know what I'm talking about? In the 2000s, we saw it, 2000s, 2010s, right? It's the billionaire with it's the Silicon Valley billionaire, the guy that wears the hoodie, right? Dude, I'm just like you, man. I do yoga in my office. That asshole. And now we're seeing it more as like I tweet too, like love Minecraft. There's something a little refreshing about Jeff Bezos in that there's nothing behind the eyes. There's ice in his veins. His head's shaved. He's married to like a Mossad agent. He's not, the people that work in his warehouses have to urinate in bottles because it's the only way they can remain competitive with machines. There's something a little refreshing about him. Bill Gates, that guy's a demon. Larry Ellison, I don't know anything about him. But again, even them, the fact that they're not Zuckerberg, he's a DARPA creation, literally.
It's interesting. It's interesting. All these pictures are Martin Sellner pictures. He's like one of my not that one. He's one of my nemesis.
Yeah, but he doesn't look real either. But like, there is something kind of gross about I tweet too, or look at me, I'm on Snapchat with bunny ears, or it just doesn't.
But isn't that the entire point of like Iron Man movies? Though, in order to kind of like humanize these guys and make them 100%. Relatable.
And, again, it's predictive programming. It's Thanos snapping his fingers and half the world dying, and then coincidentally, a couple of years later, there's a pandemic and everyone's got to get the vaccine, and who knows if half the world's going to die. It kind of seems like that, but I don't know. I don't think like Rockefeller or Vanderbilt or Carnegie would have ever tried to like fit in. They wouldn't have gone on Joe Rogan. Like, these guys were ruthless pit vipers who would kill their mother for a penny. I appreciate that.
I totally agree, which is why I think that if you see somebody in the media, if you know their name, if you know George Soros's name, or if you know Mark Zuckerberg's name, it means that they're not the ones who are in control. Because the ones who are in control, you don't know their name. You don't know
like Klaus Schwab. Like, man, there is no more of a clear-cut central casting character. It's a hilariously overused German accent who dresses like a Bond villain and openly tells you not that you're gonna have less food, you're gonna eat bugs. This is something that a fourth grader would write.
And you will like it.
Yeah, and you will like it. It seems like that like World War II Disney propaganda where every Japanese person's like, oh, we are coming for your white women. And it's like, it's so evil, but it's the only way you can corral a nation into the war powers effort. When you see Klaus, when you're being told to hate this guy, we will depopulate the world, the fourth industrial revolution. Doesn't it seem like central casting? Like, this guy just arose. Maybe he did. I know
he doesn't look anything like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, but I know he's mentored by Kissinger. Like, I don't think he's purely an actor. He's a very competent, intelligent guy. He's evil, but he's competent. I'm not taking that away. But like, this guy, he's doing what Alexander the Great couldn't do. Just out of nowhere, he's just decided to great reset the world and penetrate every government on the planet. Doesn't it seem a little like it's that moment you realize you start doing the numbers when you're like 9. You're like, how does Santa get in 7 billion chimneys in one night? It starts to dawn on you. You're like, hold the fuck on. What's going on?
I'm glad.